I'll be turning 45 in March. And on my 40th birthday, I made it very clear that I will no longer speak for or on behalf of youth. So please don't call me a youth leader again. I was a youth leader. Ngoje, you remember? Arwa? I was a youth leader. I'm no longer a youth leader. I'm an elder leader now. I'm a part of the big table. But I want to say something real quick. Those who get to speak last, speak longer. So you have to allow me some few minutes.
Okay.
Yes. I want to start with you, with something you said about young people having opportunity in Nigeria. So I want to go down memory lane, not to burst anybody's bubbles. I probably might not get a lot of claps.
Yeah.
But it's okay. You know, Nigeria started, we got our independence in 1960, right? But the Republic started in 1963. Our first Prime Minister, Tafawa Balewa, was between 49 to 52, as at the time he was assassinated in 1966. Yeah. Then Ironsi came at 38, first military head of state. Then Gawan at 32. He served for 9 years. Then Murtala Muhammad, 36. All these things you hear about Murtala Muhammad, he served for 6 months, he died at the age of 36. Then Obasanjo, 38. Then Shagari, 1979, at 48. Then Buhari, first coming, in 1983, at 41. Then Babangida, in 1985, at 44. Then you have Shonikan, was the older one. Then you have Abacha again, at 52, in 1993. Then you have Abdusalam Abubakar, 57 in 1998. Then you have Obasanjo again, 62 in 1999. Then you have Umaru Musa Yar'Adua, 54 in 2007. Then you have Jonathan, 52. Then Buhari, second coming, 71. Then you have Ashwaju, 70. Why do I give this? Why do I give this brief? To tell you that younger people have been in control of Nigeria than older people. So the question is not whether or not we participate, Murtala Adogi. The question is we want to be given. They were not given, they took it. Well, we may not have the wherewithal to take it because it's no longer in fashion to take it by the bullet or by force. You have to take it by the ballot.
Absolutely.
You take it by the ballot because you have a system and a culture that has grown out of dependency. Dependency comes from longevity.
Yes.
Longevity comes from knowing you for far too long.
Exactly.
And that's why an Atiku will never stop trying until he gets it. And that's why Buhari didn't stop until we get in. That's why Ashwaju waited for 15 years before he got in. How long are you willing to wait?
Exactly.
But the point is, I'm not asking anyone to wait, is that we have opportunity, we are participating, we can get in. To be in politics doesn't mean you have to run for office. It just means that you have to take your civic responsibility seriously to make sure that you are part of people who decide on who your leaders are. And young people are doing that. So I don't think it's totally a bad case. Yes, I don't think so. And now, once you have a young person as a governor, just like you have Gogwale in Katsina, of course you bring young people.
Yes, a lot.
Right?
The highest.
You had Yahya Bello in Kogi, he brought in a lot of young people, and not a lot of people are impressed with the way he governed the state, but he was young, and he brought in a young people. Maimala, young person.
Yes.
I was discussing with Amechi some time back. He was a speaker in the state assembly for 8 years,
Yes.
a governor for 8, a minister for 8 before he turned 57.
24 years.
So what I'm saying is that there is opportunity. You don't have to belong to a political party.
Yeah.
You don't have to run for an office, but take your civic responsibility of voting and advocating for a candidate you believe in seriously. Once that is done, it's simple. Now, let me talk about northern Nigeria. And I'm worried about northern Nigeria. I am more worried about Kano, to be honest. But I'm worried about northern Nigeria because I believe Kano is the compass of northern Nigeria.
Absolutely.
I'm just coming from a wedding ceremony right now at Al-Furqan Mosque. We couldn't get in with our car. We had a convoy with the vice president. We had to get down, but I could see that the VIPs in the car, in the bus, were as skeptical of coming down of the bus to trek to the mosque because of the number of young people who were looking haggard and they could stab you and collect your phone.
Absolutely.
We had police, and I said, when I check what the other thing, and we had the vice president in our convoy. This demographic dividend that northern Nigeria is proud of, which is population, is slowly becoming a demographic disaster.
Absolutely.
Why? Because we have simply refused, as leaders, in whatever capacity, failed to nurture this demographic dividend to become something productive. Population is only good if it is productive.
Absolutely.
When China wanted to move out of poverty, in 10 years, they moved 400 million people out of poverty.
Yes.
India is the largest population today in the world. It has surpassed China by almost 200 to 300 million.
Yes.
And let me give you a simple example of comparisons that I have noticed. In 2020, I went to Brazil. We met with the ministers of social development because, as you all know, social investment is largely known by the Bolsa Familia. The Bolsa Familia was a program that was initiated by Lula da Silva. Lula da Silva was a union leader who became president of Brazil. So we went to learn in Brasilia. And what I found out was that Brazil is almost equal to Nigeria in terms of population, Dr. Cunha. 300 million people, 312 maximum. Nigeria is about what, 200, 230 million, give and take. Brazil had the federation budget, federal government budget in 2021, federal government. Now let me give you a difference between federal government and federation. Federal government means only the government at the federal. Federation means the entire gamut of all tiers of government, federal, state, and provincial, local government, whatever. Brazil's federal government budget in 2021 was 650 billion US dollars. Federal government budget. Nigeria's budget, federation budget. That is federal government with 36 states plus FCT and 774 local governments and 6 area councils of FCT was less than $100 billion the same year. We do not even have enough resources to fund our priorities. The average amount set by UNICEF for education of a pupil in primary school, the average, the minimum you should spend is $400 a year for a kid. The highest, of course, are places like Finland and the Scandinavian countries. They spend up to $5,000 per child. The middle class at the United States of America and China, they spend about $2,000. In Nigeria, if you take the whole budget of Kebbi State, the whole of the budget, the whole of them, and match it per child that is out of school in Kebbi, they are not going to get $400 per child. The closest state is Lagos, spending about $250. So what I'm saying is, we all know that we have problems. But have we sat down as a community, and we should stop only looking at political leaders. My biggest problem with Kano, and I've been discussing this with the Kano Consensus Conference, is that we have about 6 to 7 major points of influence, Jagora, in Kano. We have the political leaders, We have the ulamas. Whether you like it or not, they are the most influential stream in Muslim North.
Yes.
Then you have the academia. Then you have the influencers. The Kannywood, the people in TikTok that you dismiss, but they have 1 million, 2 million followers. Whether you like it or not, they influence people. If you don't put all these people together and come up with a plan that everybody is going to buy into, this demographic dividend that we always boast of, that when the time comes we are going to churn out 2 million votes, there will be 2 million people that will refuse to allow us to sleep in our houses. Then we have a job to do. These older people, ko sun yi daidai, ko sun yi laifi, ko sun yi kuskure, lokacin su ya wuce, Allah ya saka da alkhairi, Allah ya kiyaye hanya. It's our time. Let's forge. Let's do something. Let's think about it. Thank you very much.